Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here, and welcome to another episode of Friday Night Magic. You might say a very special episode, because today, the day I'm recording that is St. Patrick's Day. The day that you guys will be watching, St. Patrick's Day will have been yesterday. But that's not going to stop me from using that as an excuse to play with leprechauns. And if you hadn't guessed, what I'm calling leprechauns are actually these guys right here, elves, as Magic Duels doesn't actually have any actual leprechauns in it. But we're going to pretend, okay? This is not what you would call a Tier 1 competitive deck. This is just something fun that I've thrown together to celebrate the greenest of days. So let's go through right fast and just see what we're running with. We are playing 3 Sunblade Elves, 3 Primal Bellows, 3 Might of the Masses, 3 Dwynen's Elite, 4 Elvish Visionary, Leprechaun Visionary as it were, 2 Evolutionary Leap, 1 Nissa Vastwood Seer, 3 Jagged Scar Archers, which are soon to be bye-bye when the next sets release and they are replaced, 3 Reclamation Sage, 2 Wild Size, 2 Dwynen Guiltleaf Dean, 3 Lies Alana Huntmaster, 1 Woodland Bellower because he fetches leprechauns, and 2 Gaia's Revenge because we're running 1 Plains, 16 Forests, 2 Canopy Vistas, 1 Rogue's Passage, and 4 Evolving Wilds. There is no white in the deck. The white lands are here for the Sunblade Elves, and that is it. So, let's have some fun, shall we? Alright, this is quite keepable. We've got Sunblade Elf into Visionary, and eventually Lies Alana. Let's keep this hand. And the leprechauns are going to rumble. On turn 2, this Sunblade Elf is going to be a 2/2. Gets a +1/+1 as long as we control the planes. So this little leprechaun is about to grow up. Looks like we may be playing against Thopters or some other thing. I have seen quite a few different variations on Izzet builds lately. Have seen a sort of mono-reddish tempo deck that splashes blue for some of the tempo cards, such as Disperse or Clutch of Currents. That seems to be an okay deck. They play an early red creature, such as Mage-Ring Bully or something along those lines, and then just keep your side of the board clear while the Mage-Ring Bully goes to town. And with Prowess, it is quite good. Okay, so probably Thopters with the Rune Servitor there. We will see how well Thopters competes with leprechauns. I'm going to draw first. And I think we may use this Might of the Masses to keep our guy alive. Just depending on what happens when we attack here. Okay, I do believe I would like to keep my Visionary around, so we're going to kill off that Servitor. Both of us are going to draw a card and get 2 damage in. Alright, Primal Bellow is a really good draw for us. As long as we don't get board wiped here, I think we're going to do okay in this game. The leprechauns may find their pot of gold. And I'm not going to play Lies Alana this turn, I don't think. I want to hold up mana for Primal Bellow. Go ahead and get another forest down there. And I think we'll even wait till after combat to play the Elite. So we can get +3/+3, so it doesn't matter what gets blocked. We can take out that Chief. I suspect, yep, the Sunblade Elf is going to get blocked. We do not want that to die, especially since we're 1 mana off from activating his pump ability. And let's just flood the board. Oh, they're always after me Lucky Charms. I apologize to anyone who's actually Irish that may be watching. But it's all in good fun. Celebrating this day of cheer. Ooh, that could be a bit of an issue. Though not a terribly large one. Especially with Sunblade Elf on our team. So, let's go ahead and play that land so Sunblade Elf can do his thing here. I do expect something to be blocked, yep. Okay. Well, let's pump, shall we? Getting through for 6, it looks like. We will be losing 1 creature. Though not the Sunblade Elf, thankfully. Okay, we'll lose a token then. Next turn, we can either activate this again, or play Lysalana plus Visionary for tokens. And there's a Thopter Engineer. I do expect that Thopter to actually hang back. Ooh. Alright, let's see if we can exhaust our opponent's resources, shall we? I do believe that we want to wait a turn here. I could attack and pump, but that would allow them to kill my Sunblade Elf. They could block with one of these, then do the 2 damage to it when the Perilous Mirror dies. So, we are going to play a Rogue's Passage. And then let's tap the white mana there, please. That will do. Play Lysalana. And then Visionary. Yes, I would like to use that ability, please. Good deal. And skip attacking for this turn. Try to set up an Alpha Strike for next turn or the turn after that. There's Chief of the Foundry, making our lives just that much tougher. Though we could end this with Jagged Scar plus Rogue's Passage as well. Primal Bellow, I think that may just do it. You can block 5 creatures, say 1, 2, 3. Say you block the biggest ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 get through. They will be 4s plus 4. So that should be enough damage, barring any other removal. I may want to play around that though. I wonder. Well, let's just... It is a bit of a dilemma. Let's try to get there. Go ahead and take the risk. I don't think we'll be in horrible shape even if we don't actually kill them this turn. So let's attack with all. Confirm. See what our opponent does blocking wise. Okay, kind of expected that. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so does our opponent have Spell Mastery? They do not. So let's do this guy first. That's fine. So the elite is not getting blocked, and they shouldn't be able to kill it with just one spell, so let's Primal Bellow on him. And that should be it. GG, my friend. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. while we watch damage effects. Okay folks, I want to show you something right quick as triggered by that last game there. I often tell people on these videos that they can disable the combat animations in their settings. I'm going to actually show you where to do that. On the main screen, you go to Help and Options, then you go to Settings, then Gameplay. As you notice, I've actually disabled a lot of this stuff, and the actual option that you want to hit to disable the combat damage and stuff is the combat animation here. You can also see what I have turned on and off and whatnot. This is the way I prefer it. However you prefer it is fine, though. If you would like your games to go just a little bit quicker, then turn off the combat animations here, and that will help. Well, it will help if both you and your opponent have that turned off. Just a little helpful tip from me to you. Let's continue playing some Magic. I don't think we can keep this hand. This is a bit slow. Let's draw a new one. I mean, that's somewhat better. I don't want to go to 6 with a hand this marginal, so let's go ahead and do that. We can fetch up our... I don't want to actually get our planes since we don't have the Sunblade Elf, and we have a couple of cards that require double green. I will be fetching a forest with that, I believe. Okay, let's go ahead and do that now. Get that. We'll confirm. Opponent may be fetching as well. I guess so. We shall see, we shall see. Planes for them. Ooh, there's a Sunblade Elf. Well, that is a bit unfortunate, but I stand by the getting of the forest over the plains. You can't play for what might be. You have to play for what is. And I much prefer being able to cast my other 2 elves here than having this guy be a little bit bigger. Let's go ahead and attack first. Oh, get in there, my little leprechaun. Then we will forest it up. And Jagged Scar. These are the enforcers of the Leprechaun Kingdom. Watch out for them. Alright. Looks like they are... Ooh, okay, so they are Abzan. There is the Queen of the Leprechauns herself. And we do want to cast first to grow our Jagged Scar, so we will cast Lies Alana. We may get Languished next turn, but we do have things in hand to recover from that, somewhat at least. Okay, our opponent will be taking 1. Might have been better for us not to even play the Huntmaster, but we can't always play in fear. And these leprechauns need to find the end of the rainbow and recover their pot of gold. That's a lot of Gate Creeper vines. Feel like we'll almost certainly get board wiped next turn. We could have access to Languish, Planar Outburst, Tragic Arrogance. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. Alright, let's go ahead. I think we'll wild size one of these things that gets blocked, get some damage through, and draw a card. Alrighty. Well, let's wild size the archers then. Give it trample as well. And now we can get a plains for ourselves. And pass the turn. Could have mighted the masses as well, but don't really know that the 3 damage was worth wasting the spell there. May have been. Our opponent would have still been at a fairly decent life total anyway, and there's the planar outbursts that I thought might be coming. Let's go ahead and pause and sack our evolving wilds. Get a plains now. Ooh, a Bellower. Okay, well, let's go ahead and cast Nissa, even though we can't flip her. That will make sure that we get to cast Woodland Bellower next turn. Alright, pass the turn. I'm going to hold on to this Reclamation Sage for the nonce. We do have 2 more in the deck, even can be fetched with Woodland Bellower if we like. But I would like to hedge my bets against an enchantment. Though we'll probably be bellowing that enchantment away, now that I think of it. Our opponent does indeed choose to gain life, as I figured they would. Ooh, we got lots of retreats. Which one? This one doesn't see a lot of play. Alright, so you can drain your opponent, and you can pump creatures, and give them death touch. That's okay, I guess. Let's go ahead and Woodland Bellower, shall we? And I do want to use that ability. Let's get a Rex Sage. And let's go ahead and kill the one that gains more life first. Yes, I do. And then next turn we can hopefully take care of the other one. Unless our opponent casts another retreat or other enchantment that I would rather destroy. Who knew that leprechauns were so good at breaking enchantments? Well, you heard it here first, folks. Ah, Zendikar's Royal. I think I will be killing that enchantment. That seems much more the thing. I mean, the retreat to Hagra, I guess, is annoying, but this one can actually swing the game in our opponent's favor. Wish I had enough mana to cast this and this. I, however, do not. So, let's go ahead and Rex Sage pre-combat. Killing the Royal. Yes, I do. And then we will attack with everything. If our opponent blocks Nissa or our Rex Sage, we will save them with Might of the Masses. But they do not. We could get more damage in, but I don't think that is the play at the moment. We could get wiped again here as well, which would be not super great for us, but we do have, again, the ability to rebuild our board in hand. This is just enchantment.deck, it looks like. Landfall enchantment.deck. So they're going to get a creature and drain us for 1, it looks like. I think we may actually be able to kill them this turn. From Beyond. Okay, say I give this guy unblockable, that's 6. Then this, 7, 8, 9. Putting them to 3, they can block one of these and they're still going to take 4. So that's what we're going to do. We will make this guy unblockable, that's fine. Then we're going to, no reason to wait till combat, we'll go ahead and Might of the Masses this gentleman here. And then we'll attack. It looks like my math was even off a little bit. We're actually doing 1 more damage than I thought we were. Good deal. Oh yeah, I forgot to count himself for the Might of the Masses. He counts himself as well. Or the spell counts himself. Regardless, we got there. Well, thus far this deck has performed better than I expected it to. We're keeping this hand, which does not mean we're not about to get, blown out at any point here. That definitely is what I'm expecting. But if we win them all, that will be that much sweeter for the tribe of the leprechauns. And O'Brien himself would be thrilled. I don't know what kind of accent that was. It was an attempt at an Irish one, though I think it kind of went Russian at the end. Ooh, mono red. Well, this may be a problem. I don't know. Traditionally, green has done pretty well versus red. We want to cast the elite first just to make sure we get our extra token there. And I actually really doubt that our opponent will want to block with that Glory Chaser. Though they may, you never know. Looks like they're considering it. We have shown them the information that we have 2 blockers available, so that may color their decision, and it does. That's actually okay with me. Would have liked to keep the Sunblade Elf around, but it was not meant to be. And now we have the tools to save our token if it gets blocked via the wild size here. I don't think it is going to be. And it isn't. I think here we are going to drop our archers. Argument could be made for Nissa. However, we can still play Nissa, make our land drop next turn, and drop our Sunblade Elf as well. That is if we don't need to use the wild size. And I do not think I will be blocking the denizen of Foundry Street. My leprechauns are destined for greater glory. Ooh, a Primal Bellow. Nice. Guess I want to cast Nissa pre-combat here. Grow our archers. Yes, I do. We will get a forest. And now we will be able to Primal Bellow if we need to. Or just drop the Sunblade Elf post-combat. We are going to attack with everything. I don't know if I actually even want to save this token if it gets blocked. Yes, I want to save the Dwynen's Elite though. So let's do that. I will take my guy living and your 2 dying all day long. Could have done 4 more damage over here though, putting our opponent to 8. We still do have our wild size plus our Sunblade Elf in hand. You go home, bully. Bullying is not kosher with me. And again, we will not be blocking. We are in a race here. And we want to win. Alright, well, let's do that. Cast this, pumping up our Jagged Scar archers that much more. Again, we've got a combat trick to save our things or do more damage. Okay, so we will be wild sizing Nissa then. This will put our opponent very close to dead. Very close to dead. In fact, short of a board wipe, I don't see how our opponent could get back into this game. They are going to try, though. Oh. Or they're going to commit seppuku. That's fine as well. Let's do one more, shall we? Okay, I don't think we can keep this hand. There's no early go, and this hand's not much better. Okay. Yeah. Looks like our leprechaun buddies may be defeated at last here. Because this is not a very good hand. Did not fancy mulliganing to 5, though. Okay, that helps perhaps. Perhaps a great deal, a little, for sure. Ah, yes, nice. That is what we needed. Thank you, Elvish Visionary. Now we are not in such bad shape. What do we got here? Rot Shambler? Okay then. Alrighty, well, let's attack before we do anything. Perhaps we can get our opponent to try to trade here and lose their Rot Shambler. Doesn't appear they want to do that. Can't say as I blame them too awfully much. Let's play Nissa so that we for sure have a land drop next turn. No need to get a plains, we already have a white source. The forests are more important to us for Primal Bellow reasons. Though we could hedge our bets for the white for the eventuality that one Vuli Acid Moss is going to come into play. Looks like our opponent is on Jund colors here. Ooh, Dwinnen's Elite. That is nice. I guess we should probably cast it pre-combat just in case of something unbeknownst to me going wrong and us losing both of our elves. I suppose if we got blocked here with Nissa, here with Visionary, and then we tried to Primal Bellow Nissa, which I wouldn't do, I would do the elf, then we could lose both of them to removal. Alright, at any rate, let's go ahead and attack. Swing with both. I do expect them to sacrifice their Gate Creeper to grow their Rot Shambler here. Or not. Okay, well I'm not going to waste the Primal Bellow there then. Especially since it would grow the Rot Shambler. Just get my 2 damage in and be happy. Hopefully, we're not going to get Radiant Flames or something of the sort here. Perilous Mirror, okay. Well, we can deal with that. Oh, well, they're not going to give us a chance. Okay, Bone Splinters for that. And I think I will save my Dwinnen's Elite with a Primal Bellow here. No saving Nissa, as Bone Splinters is going to kill her no matter how big she is. If our opponent had passed the turn, we could have Rec-Saged the mirror and then Primal Bellows whoever got targeted. We will swing with just the 2/2. And I think I will play one of these Reclamation Sages. Try to keep the pressure up. Don't know why our opponent's keeping their gate alive, but they are. Seems to me that it would be more beneficial to them. Well, here's why. They're going to sack it to the Blood Flow Connoisseur, which leads me to believe that they have steal effects. Active Treason, Traitorous Instinct, etc. Is there anything I would like to get with the Woodland Bellower pre-combat? I don't know that there is. Let's go ahead and swing with our 2 power creatures. Our opponent can block. Oh, okay. Well, that will work as well. Then they can sack this to this, growing the Rot Shambler, or whatever it's called. Yeah, Rot Shambler. So we will lose 1 creature. Okay, well that was a necessity to get through there. Could have held back and not lost it, but the more time we give our opponent, the worse position we're going to be in. Let's go ahead and bellow. And I may just get another Dublin Delight here. Let's just look and at our... no, Jagged Scar I think is probably a better choice. Let's go ahead and do that. Perhaps our opponent will play an enchantment that we can destroy with Reclamation Sage. Okay, there's the act of treason, so we're going to lose our Bellower. They're going to take it, swing with it, then sack it to the Bloodflow Connoisseur, growing both of these. Oh, they're not even swinging with the other two. Well, I think I'm going to take 6 damage here then. I'd rather not lose an elf and shrink our Jagged Scar archers that much more. Oh, wow. Well, we are just getting wrecked here. This deck seems built to just destroy the leprechauns. Alright, there's a Might of the Masses. So that's nice. Let's go ahead and play our Rec Sage just to get more pumps from our Might. And then we will attack. And hopefully kill something. Hopefully the Rot Shambler. Is that it? Alright, well, let's Might of the Masses that dude. Do you have something? Ah. We'll grow your Bloodflow Connoisseur. Well, getting that Shambler off of the field was really good for us. I don't know if it will allow us to pull this game out, but it helps a great deal. Top decking the Dublin, the actual Dublin that gives pluses, would be very nice. And I will not be blocking the Connoisseur. Looks like our opponent would like to try and race us at this point. That was not a great top deck. I am going to attack with my 2 power creatures. If our opponent wants to kill either one of them, it will require sacking something to, well, the Bloodflow Connoisseur to the Nantuko Husk, barring combat tricks from our opponent, such as what we are playing. Doesn't look like they are playing that. We're going to go ahead and fetch. This time I am going to get the plains just in case. I don't think that our opponent would be playing Acid Moss in a deck of that sort, but there's always that possibility. I've seen Acid Moss in some really crazy places before. Looks like they want to hold back now. Well, it would be really nice if we would stop drawing land. Try to hold out here. Don't want to swing in and lose creatures. Odd Nixilis. That's not good for us either. Up or down? Up. Well, that's a little bit better, I guess. Our opponent is drawing cards, but at least they aren't killing our attackers here. Or potential attackers at this point. Well, that helps. Alright. Well, let's swing with our 2 power guys. Yep, there. There. Not swinging at the Planeswalker. Okay. Okay. Well, I would actually much rather the Bloodflow Connoisseur get off the table, so I'm going to target the one that's being blocked by the Bloodflow Connoisseur. Expect a sack to the Nantuko Husk here. Yep. Well, we did not get in for anything, though we did remove one of our opponent's creatures at the cost of our own creature and a card from hand. Hopefully our opponent... Well, that was hope in vain. I was going to say, hopefully they do not play another creature. Okay, so this guy grows when one of our creatures dies. Well, we are not going to help that along. Another Might of the Masses here could possibly get us the win, barring instant speed removal, or not Might of the Masses, but Primal Bellow, barring removal from our opponent at instant speed. Well, we're going to play our Eliza Lana. Would much rather be able to play an elf at the same time and get a token, but we do not have that luxury. Nobnix may tick down completely, removing himself to kill it. Doesn't appear to be the case, though. Traitorous Instinct. A Traitorous Instinct. And that's not good for us. So that is lethal as it is. So unfortunately, we have to block here. Or die. Which is going to leave us with one creature, because they are certainly going to sack this thing to Nantuko Husk post-combat. Or to Bone Splinters. I mean, that works too. Just totally wipe our side of the board. Well, here's hoping for Gaia's Revenge, eh? That's not Gaia's Revenge. I really don't think there's anything that can get us out of this, but we're going to try. See what we can draw here. So we can block here. We can live... Well, no, we can't. They're going to take down Obnix, kill our Rex Age, and then swing for lethal. Certainly. Well, though we do go out on a loss, you can't win them all, and this was a fun deck. I mean, the Leprechauns got in there and did some rampaging and romping. I hope you guys had a happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope your weekend is great. Join me again next week for another episode of Friday Night Magic, and until then, my friends, be excellent to each other.
The night was cold and bitter, he was looking for an inn, when the devil shined before him, showing off an awful grin. The demon spake in frozen and he nodded to the beast. A feast so small the dark one said can make you laugh a feast. Come within these walls of mine before the frosty bite. Grab yourself a bottle of wine and drink it with delight. Come within these walls of mine before the frosty bite. At me table you will find yourself another pint. Well, the young man said, don't bother, soon I'll find an inn, because your home and castle is built on wicked sin. The devil looked offended as the offer was denied, but still he opened up the door, inviting him inside. Come within these walls and